Chaz Bryant up here at the beautiful Harris Casino up here in Cherokee, North Carolina. We're up here for Fight Lab 41. Let's take a look at some of the beautiful, glorious highlights presented to you in beautiful HD quality.
What are you taking pictures for? You're crazy.
The matchmaker, the man who puts it all together. We didn't have a chance to get up before for our shenanigans and video hilarity, that is our predictions, but we're here for the post-fight interview, which is just as good, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't have to do any predictions on this one because I'd have probably been wrong on a lot of them. This was a great card.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is one of the better cards you guys put together. A lot of surprises, maybe upsets and things, little KOs, little knockouts. Do we just want to go down and look at the list here? I'll first ask you, what was the biggest surprise that you saw on this card?
The biggest surprise for me probably was the domination of Nathan Arriaga over Johnny Martin. I didn't expect that. The wrestling from Arriaga, I thought they was going to stand and trade. The last three fights, I wasn't necessarily surprised at the outcome because I thought all three, could finish. Sure. It could have went either way. All six fighters were talented. The matchups were great. I was a little bit taken aback by Lawrence Dennis because of the trouble with the weight cut that he had. I didn't expect him to have gas like that.
I sort of mentioned that in the interview with him because he looked just about as dead as can be laying on the ground over there yesterday on Friday in hard weight cut. Obviously some things happened, I guess, with his gym he was at 2 weeks prior to that. He comes in here and I was like, okay, well, this fight's obviously going to be canceled. Yeah. And now he gets the KO win over a very game Leo Perez.
It was, the behind-the-scenes story is always crazier than the story up front, but as crazy as the actual story is, the behind-the-scenes was actually we almost lost the fight. One of the other promotions was hunting for suspension on Lawrence Dennis. It was down to the wire. I was on the phone with them and the commission trying to get it ironed out. Leo Perez walks into my gym because he was in Charlotte and just starts hitting the bag, which, of course, anyone's always welcome to come to my gym. And, of course, I'm talking about him and Lawrence on the phone. He leaves, and an hour later, Lawrence walks in. And Lawrence says he left his gym. I asked him, what gym are you at? And he's, well, I'm coming back to your gym. And I was like, whoa, wow. And obviously that's not very practical, with the week of the fight. So he was sort of on his own, getting ready for the preparation. And it was just a big strike for him tonight to win that fight.
Absolutely. How good was it to see Matt Tran, who's giving another interview right over there, to see you back in the Fight Lab cage? I think it's been about 4 years. You're your past champion. He comes back into here and gets a great victory over an up-and-comer.
I mean, hey, I've said it from day one. Matt Tran belongs in UFC. And anyone that doesn't believe that, they need to watch this fight tonight. He's the freak of an athlete. A ginormous bantamweight, every bit as big, if not, actually I think he's bigger than Dominic Cruz. crisp striking. His submission game is beyond the black belt level, even though he doesn't train in the gi. And, it was just awesome to have him back in here and see him get a victory.
Absolutely, yeah. Meshach Adams continues his domination in his weight class. What's going to stop this train of Meshach Adams? We've seen 2 KOs inside this cage at this beautiful venue within 3 months apart, something like that, 2 months apart. What's going to stop this guy?
Well, if he goes down to 125 pounds, it's going to have to be a UFC fighter because on a regional, local level, he's going to be unstoppable at 125 pounds when he goes pro. I look forward to Meshach Adams being one of the guys that we can brag about and say, hey man, this guy was born and bred in the fires of Fight Lab, and he's in the UFC competing for their world titles. And I honestly think that's possible.
We don't want to pick on any team, but we've seen this happen a couple of times at different promotions, different things that rise up. We had a scratch or fight. Yeah. When you come to these venues, especially here on the casino land,
yes,
or whether it be somebody backstage does something wrong, or you go to the Air Force base or any military base, you have to abide by the guidelines that the venue sets forth.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that as a promoter, you would have loved to see that fight happen. Can you just sort of speak to that just a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Steedley was scheduled to come back in. He was going to give Tony Rogers a rematch. There was a lot of controversy the first time with Josh scoring a knockout over Tony. They asked for a rematch. Josh, obliged, and we made the fight. And, like you said, you got to play by the rules. And here at the casino, the rules are, no one under the age of 21 can be on the casino floor. And one of the members of Tony Rogers' entourage was a young lady. She's under the age of 21. She's actually under the age of 18. And they had her on the floor. And, I mean, the rules are rules. They're set forth for a reason. We were very clear about the rules. The security team was very clear about the rules. For whatever reason, they had her on the floor. It doesn't matter because no reason's a good reason. And it caused us to lose the fight. And I hate that because, Tony, Full Circle Martial Arts has a long history of being at Fight Lab. And, it's bad for Tony. It's bad for Josh Steedley, but there's nothing we can do about it.
It's a great team, and hopefully they'll be back. And just one lesson learned, unfortunately, comes at the expense of one of their fighters. Before we let you go, because I know you want to drink, and you've been mentioning drinking for the longest time, and we're going to take you down to the Essence Lounge, the beautiful Essence Lounge here in the beautiful Heroes Casino in Cherokee. Plug, give me free stuff now. Who do you see popping up of the young guys coming through who has maybe a chance of working their way up and get a title belt out of you guys, or at least a title shot?
Well, obviously Malford Jeter, I promised him inside the cage. 41 years old, he's 4-1 as an amateur fighter. He said he wanted the next title shot, and I said if he won the fight, he would get it. So he's going to get the next shot at the amateur Fight Lab welterweight title. The one that stands out the most for me, Devin Wynn from Modern Warrior. My God, what a little buzzsaw. I've said it, to fighters before. If you're looking for a place to train and you're a lighter weight, it makes sense to be down with the rock star Keith Richardson down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. You couldn't ask for a better team for lighter guys. Yeah.
I'm 185.
Yeah, you're not a lighter guy. Yeah, and you don't fight. But with that being said, I mean, if you're a lighter guy and you want to beat up a bigger guy, you could always come train with Chaz at Modern Warrior. It's another good reason. But all kidding aside, Devin Wynn is just, I think he's going to be phenomenal. And I could see him very soon, maybe a couple more wins. I can see him contending for our flyweight title.
He's got a broken nose going on now.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to convey to the viewing MMA public out there?
Hey, man, Carolina Warrior TV, home of Fight Lab. Go to their YouTube channel. Go to their Facebook channel. You'll see our videos on there. Chaz Bryant. Guys, I don't do an interview unless I do it with him first. Make sure you go check him out, Carolina Warrior TV. All the fighters, the fans, thank you. Making Harris Cherokee Casino event a success once again. We'll be back here in February, November the 14th. Fight Lab 42, Charlotte, North Carolina, main event. The rock star Keith Richardson versus Rusty Crowder from Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be good. Be there.
I did not have to pay for that plug at all. No money is going to come out of my wallet. I'm not buying any beers. Get out of here before you say